Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Philip. Welcome to this focus activity this morning. Well done for waking up for an English lesson on a Saturday. I'm very, very pleased that you're joining me today. Good morning, Clotilda. Thank you for saying hello. If you're watching this morning, please write a comment to say hello. Oh, wow, we have 7 people already. Fantastic students. Okay, today we have a focus activity. It's called traveling. And we're going to look at some idioms. We're going to look at some new tenses, the past perfect continuous, the past perfect simple. Okay. Hello, Angela, Sonia, Julia, Anto, Elenia, Julia. Wow, what a fantastic group. Sorry if I didn't say your name. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. How are you today? Anybody working? Are you still in your pajamas? Hello, Valeria. Is everybody awake and ready to start an English lesson? Hello, Rosanna. Hello, Anna Maria. Wow, what a group. This is fantastic. Okay, well, if everybody is here, okay, Fabrizio, hello, Sylvia, then we can begin. Okay. Rosanna says she's still in pajamas with a cappuccino. Ah, lucky you, Rosanna. Anybody else? Okay. Let's start then today. Traveling. In this focus activity, we are talking about traveling. We are using language for different types of trips, using the past perfect continuous. Ooh, it's a difficult one, but I think we have the energy to do it together. And we're looking at boat idioms. Okay. The past perfect continuous. Okay. I will give you an example of the past perfect continuous. Okay. We had been waiting for hours when the DJ finally arrived. Another example. We had been planning a trip to Australia for years before we left. Okay, so it's often used with a past simple tense, and it is used with a time period, a duration. We had been planning for years. We had been waiting for hours. Okay, we're going to look at some more examples later on. Okay, hi Elisa, thank you for joining us. Let's continue. Oh, okay, let's continue to Wanderlust. Okay, we have some questions. How often do you travel within your country or abroad? The second question is, do you travel for business or pleasure? And what would be your ideal trip? Okay. Wanderlust. I wonder if you know what is wanderlust. Wanderlust is how you feel, is what you get when you want to explore new countries. I'm going traveling around Europe. I have wanderlust. Okay, it's curiosity of traveling around the country or around different countries. Okay. If you would like to answer any of the questions, write in the comments. Any of the questions. Or all three questions if you like. How often do you travel within your country or abroad? Unfortunately, I don't travel very often. If I travel, then I usually stay in the north of Italy. I go to the lake, or I go to a different city, or I go back to the UK because I'm from the UK. I'm from England. How about you? How often do you travel within your country or abroad? Okay. Do you travel for business or pleasure? Oh, certainly for pleasure. How about you? Do you ever travel for business or pleasure? Okay. If you're joining us now, hello, welcome. Okay. And the last question is, what would be your ideal trip? Maybe you could answer the last question. What would be your ideal trip? Mine would be in the mountains. So I could go walking, snowboarding. There is fresh air, not like the air in Milan. What would be your ideal trip? Write in the comments. Okay. Claudie has replied, I travel for work every year in summer in Sardinia. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Julia says, my ideal trip would be in New York. Oh, wow. Yes, that would be beautiful. There's so many things to see. Sonia has says, I used to travel for business once, okay, and I travel for pleasure now. Fantastic. Okay. And Tom, when I travel for pleasure, I try to go abroad every 2 years. Wonderful. And Anna says, all around the world if I could. Okay, that would be your ideal trip. Okay, any other comments, guys? Thank you for your answers there. Okay, if I receive any comments, I will read them out. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Angela has written, I travel for pleasure around the world. Wonderful. You're very lucky. Maybe I could come with you, Angela. That would be lovely. Valeria says my ideal trip would be a solo trip throughout the US. Wow. Anna Maria said, I like traveling even though it's not possible anymore. Well, yes, we're at the moment it's a difficult time to travel, but I'm sure in a couple of weeks things will return to normality. Okay, guys, I want you to tell me, what is your travel style? We have different types here. Oh, luxury spa, hitchhiking, charter plane, backpacking, stay with the known, an aimless wanderer, an overplanner, fly solo, group tours, and eat local fare. If you don't understand any of these terms, you can write in the comments. Or tell me directly, what's your travel style? Write in the comments. Okay. I'll start with explaining an aimless wanderer. A wanderer is somebody that goes from place to place, to another place, to another place, not really with any direction. Okay? To wander from here and then go to there and then go to there. No direction. A wanderer is a person who wanders. Okay? Goes from place to place with no direction. And aimless means directionless, without objective, without aim, without direction. Okay? Are you an aimless wanderer? Or maybe you like to eat the local fare. Have you heard this term before? I wonder if you know what it means. It means the local cuisine, the specialities from the local area. Do you like to eat local fare when you go on holiday? Fabrizio said that he likes a luxury spa. Now, Fabrizio, I have to disagree. I hate luxury spas. I think they're so boring and there's really nothing to do. I don't like spas at all. Ah, okay. Well done, Paolo. You said is to taste the local food. Good. Paola has written backpacking. Well, backpacking is very risky. It means to take your backpack and travel, go on an adventure. Okay. Antonio says he likes eating the local fare and staying with the known. Okay. Not exploring new places. That's nice. Claudie, I don't like spas at all. Me neither. Me neither. Okay, we also have hitchhiking. I wonder if you know the meaning of hitchhiking. Sylvia asked me. Okay, good timing, Sylvia. It's this one. Hitchhiking. Hitchhiking. It's good to practice your hitchhiking. It means finding a car, somebody to take you from one place to another. In Italian, you say autostop, but we say hitchhiking. Have you ever been hitchhiking? Okay, Fabrizio, you love the spas, you find it very relaxing. Sonia, my ideal trip would be a mix between adventure and relax. Oh, maybe Sonia, you would like to go hitchhiking. Has anybody ever been hitchhiking here? I would be too afraid. Okay. Well done, Sonia. You said, yep, is trying to get free lifts. Well done. Rosanna, no, never. Antonio, thank you. So you would never go hitchhiking, no. Okay. Now is your time to take a screenshot or make a note before we continue to the next slide. I will give you 30 seconds. Are you ready? Okay, let's continue. We have some boat idioms. Now, write in the comments if you know these idioms or if you have an idea of what they mean. Okay. Jump ship, to jump ship. To be up a creek without a paddle. Whatever floats your boat. Ships in the night. In the same boat. When your ship comes in. Have you heard of any of these idioms? What do you think they mean? I will let you answer in the comments. Or if you're watching a replay, try to think what they mean. Well done, Claudie. In the same boat means to be in the same situation. Usually a bad situation. Okay. I think that in the same boat is similar to the Italian idiom. Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Valeria. Well done. Any other ideas? Any other ideas? Okay. Well, to jump ship usually means to abandon or to leave a group or an organization. Okay. I found um, a good job, so I'm jumping ship. Okay. I'm leaving the company, for example. Okay. Up a creek without a paddle. Up a creek without a paddle. Okay, a paddle is this one. I'm in a boat without a paddle. A creek in Italian is torrente or ruscello. Okay, excuse my Italian pronunciation. It's a little river. It's a little river. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. Okay. Yes, well done, Sonia. To be in a difficult situation is up a creek without a paddle, yeah. Whatever floats your boat. Okay. I will give you an example. It's your birthday. We can watch a movie at the cinema, or we can go to a fancy restaurant. Whatever floats your boat. Or it is used ironically. Ah, you want to be with a man that is a player who likes to go with lots of women. Okay, well, whatever floats your boat. Okay, it's ironic. Good. Yeah, Valeria, what you prefer, it's up to you. Same. Okay, well done. Ships in the night. Ships in the night. It means to meet someone, maybe once or twice, in the same area, and then never see them again. Okay? They disappear. Sometimes it can be intimate. It can be romantic. We were like ships in the night. I never saw her again. And finally, when the ship comes in, when the ship comes in means when I'll be successful and rich. Okay? When the ship comes in, everything will be okay. We will have no problems. Okay, so to tell you again, to leave an organization, to jump ship, to be in a difficult situation, up a creek without a paddle. As you prefer, whatever floats your boat. I never saw her again. We were like ships in the night. We're all starting. We're all at home, smart working. We're all at home, not in the office. We're in the same boat. And I will have no problems. I will have no worries when the ship comes in, when I'm rich or successful. Okay, Claudie has written, when the ship comes in, we will travel the world. That's very good, very romantic. Okay, take a screenshot and I will continue. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have a fill in the gap activity. Okay, here is A, B, C, D, E, and F with the idioms on the right. Use letters. And with the gaps, use numbers. So for the first one, for example, I think it maybe is ships in the night. I'll put 1D, okay? So write in the comments what you think are the answers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D, E, and F. The numbers are the gaps. The letters are the idioms. Okay, I will read. You can read with me. Lauren and I had been together for many years before this trip that ended up saving our relationship. Things started to get difficult, and I thought taking a break from our stressful daily lives would help the relationship. I asked Lauren where she wanted to go, and she responded, "It doesn't matter to me." Even though I wanted to, because things had become so difficult for us, I reminded myself that we were both. Our story had begun romantically, but now things felt different. Like we met one time in a cafe and never saw each other again. Well, until a year later. We fell in love and quickly moved in together. I felt guilty about spending so much money on a trip because if I got fired tomorrow, I knew we would be, I thought one day, and we won't have to worry about money anymore and we can travel wherever we want. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of answers. Well done, guys. Okay. Okay, let's find out. Lauren and I had been together for many years before we took this trip and ended up saving our relationship. Things started to get difficult, and I thought taking a break from our stressful daily lives would help the relationship. I asked Lauren where she wanted to go, and she responded, Whatever floats your boat. It doesn't matter to me. Even though I wanted to jump ship because things had become so difficult for us, I reminded myself that we were both up a creek without a in the same boat. Our story had begun romantically, but now things felt different. Like ships in the night. We met one time at a cafe and never saw each other again. Well, until a year later. We fell in love and quickly moved in together. I felt guilty about spending so much money on a trip because if I got fired tomorrow, I knew we would be up a creek without a paddle. I thought one day when my ship comes in or when our ship comes in, we won't have to worry about money anymore and we can travel wherever we want. Okay, well done, guys. Well done, Elenia, Julia, Cladilda, Valeria, Sonia. Okay, I think you got the right answers there. Did you get it right? Let me know in the comments if you were correct. By the way, down a rocky road. What does it mean, down a rocky road? We were going down a rocky road. Any ideas? Okay, I haven't received any comments yet, but it means well done. Difficult way, yeah, and a difficult path, yeah. A difficult road, good. To have problems, well done, yeah. And well done everybody that got it, that got the answers right. Okay, let's continue. Remember to take your screenshots if you want. Give you 10 seconds. Okay. Past perfect plans. In the comments, I'd like you to use past perfect simple or past perfect continuous to form these questions about planning a past trip. Okay. Think about your last trip. How long? Plan your trip. Dream of going there. Want to go there. Know about this place. Okay. Give me a question using the past perfect simple or the past perfect continuous about planning a past trip. Okay. Let's see if you can do it. If you're watching a replay, you can write it on a piece of paper. But if you're watching it live, write in the comments. If you get it wrong, don't worry. Okay. We have an answer here from Julia. Okay. Well done, Julia. This is the correct form. Okay. How long had you been planning your trip? Okay. Very good. Now, like Julia's example, can you give me a past perfect simple or past perfect continuous with the other questions? Dream of going there. Oh, write the question. Okay. Well done, Eliza. How long had you been dreaming of going there? That is the past perfect continuous. You could also use the past perfect simple. To dream is, it doesn't matter if you use continuous or simple. So, how long had you dreamt of going there? That's fine. How long had you been working to get to where you are? That's fine. Oh, Angela has written, I had been planning my next travel before the coronavirus arrived in Italy. Oh dear. Eliza, how long had you wanted to go there? that's good. Perfect. Want you usually use in the simple. How long had you wanted? Use in the simple form, not continuous. How long had you wanted? How about the last one? Know about this place. How long? Okay, Julia has written, how long had you known about this place? Well done. Good. So to know is a stative verb. You can only use it with the simple form. You cannot say, how long had you been knowing? That is incorrect. How long had you known is correct. Well done, everybody that said that. Okay. Now, I want you to answer these questions now. You can answer any of these questions. Okay. I will think of my last trip. My last trip was to Stresa in Lago Maggiore. I hadn't known about that place for very long. I only found out about it several days before. And so I hadn't dreamt about going there. I had wanted to go to Lago Maggiore since I moved to Milan, but I had never been before. We hadn't been planning our trip for very long when we decided to go. We had been planning for maybe a week before we left. Okay, how about you? Think about your last trip. I already have some answers to the questions. Angela said, I had been planning for my next trip before the corona, before it arrived in Italy. Angela, how long had you been planning your trip? Paula said, I had been planning my last trip in to Ireland. Remember, to Ireland for 5 months. Okay. Claudie said, I had been waiting for years when finally I found the time to go on a trip all by myself. Brilliant. Well done, Claudie. Okay. Sonia has written, my last trip had been to New York. Okay. I had dreamt of going there for months. Remember, Sonia, we use the past perfect with the past simple because the past perfect is a finished action before another time in the past. That's the past perfect simple. My last trip was in New York. I had dreamt of going there for months, but good job anyway. Well done. Okay. Anna Maria, oh, excuse me. Anna Maria said, I had been dreaming of going to London. For how long? Okay, we use past perfect continuous with a duration. I had been dreaming of going to London for months when I decided to go. So we need a duration and we need a past simple. Let's have a look at another example. Anto said, my last trip was in California. I had been planning this trip for 6 months. Okay, this is a perfect answer, Antonio. Well done. Or I don't know if it's Antonio, maybe it's Antonella. Anyway, my last trip was in California. I had been planning this trip for 6 months. Good. Looking up the cheapest flights, accommodation, and attractions. Well done. Okay, Fabrizio, I had been dreaming to go to Miami before I moved there. Excellent. Now, how long, Fabrizio? I had been dreaming to go to Miami for years, for months, for ages. We use it. We focus on a time period. I had been dreaming to go to Milan for. Remember, the question is how long. Claudia, I had been planning my last trip for months. I had known about this place forever. I made a list of all the places to visit, and it was so much fun. Good, well done, Claudia. Antonietta, excuse me. Sorry, I was calling you Antonio. Antonietta. Hi, Antonietta. Okay. At the end, I had wanted to go there to meet some of my friends. Very good, Eliza. So we're talking about the time before your trip. And remember, when we use a past perfect continuous with a duration, it focuses on the time. I went to Istanbul with my brother. He had decided to pay the trip for me as a gift for my graduation during Christmas time. We hadn't been planning the trip for a long time. Beautiful. Well done. I'm so happy with all the examples that everybody is sending. Well done. We had decided to go the week before we left. So we're using past perfect simple here to describe a finished action before another time in the past. Well done, Julia. I'd been waiting for 1 year before I went to Wakatobe, and now now I have been another year. Now è stato, it has been another year when I'm a little bit confused about the end of that one, Angela. Maybe have another look at that one. Okay. Michaela, I'd been planning to visit Greece for decades when I finally went there. Fantastic. Julia, on my last trip was in Monaco di Baviera. I had been planning it for about 2 months. Good. Valeria, I had been planning my trip to NYC for several months. I had dreamt of going there for years, but no one wanted to go with me. I had been trying to find someone, but finally I decided to go by myself. Excellent. Well done, guys. I'm so happy with all the answers. Okay, now if you send any more, I will try to read all of them. But we're going to continue to the next page. Okay, now we have a text here, and in the italics, you have to choose one or the other. So we'll go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And with every letter, go one or two, one or two. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, one or two. I will read, and then we'll look at the answers. Okay. My best friend and I went or had been on a trip a few years ago that I will never forget. By the time we arrived, or by the time we had arrived, we were traveling or had been traveling on the train for hours. So we were absolutely exhausted. When we finally made it to Agra, we noticed, or we were noticing, how many people were there. Okay, if you want to do only the first paragraph, that is fine. I'll give you a moment to think about it, and then we'll continue to the next paragraph. In the third one, notice it says 4 hours. Okay, there is a period of time. So which one is the correct one? That's for letter C. Okay, I'm going to read the second paragraph now. Please continue to think of your answers and write your answers in the comments. The next morning, we left, or we had left early, because we had heard or were hearing how crowded the Taj Mahal gets. This is the Taj Mahal, the temple. After we were walking, or had been walking 4 hours around the monument grounds, we decided to find a restaurant and try the local food, or the local fare. We had wanted or had been wanting to try peta, a typical candy from the city, for years, and it was so good. So tell me, what do you think? 1 or 2 for every one of these answers? I'll give you some time. I'm seeing a lot of similar answers, so I think you're doing very well. It seems like code 1-2-1-1-1-2-1-2-1-2-1-1 1-0-1-0. Okay. Well done, guys, if you have written the answers. I'm now going to go through it. Are you ready? My best friend and I went on a trip a few years ago that I will never forget. By the time we arrived, we had been traveling on the train for hours, so we were absolutely exhausted. When we finally made it to Agra, we noticed how many people there were. So the first part was 1, 1, 2, 1. Well done. Everybody that says 1, 1, 2, 1 at the beginning. Okay. My best friend and I went. It's a past simple event. By the time we arrived at that point, at that specific point, we had been traveling 4 hours. Okay, there's a duration. 4 hours before that. When we finally made it to Agra, we noticed how many people there were. Notice is usually stative. Okay, we noticed. Okay, let's look at the second paragraph. The next morning, we left early because we had heard how crowded the Taj Mahal gets. After we had been walking for hours around the monument grounds, we decided to find a restaurant and try the local food or local fare. We had wanted to try petha, a typical candy from the city, for years, and it was so good. Okay, so the second part should be 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay, well done if you got that correct. How many answers did you get right? So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 answers. How many did you get correct? So you have to think the trip is a focal point, is the point of that we are talking about, and we are also talking about what had happened before then. There is another stative verb at the end. We had wanted. We don't usually say we had been wanting. That doesn't sound correct. We had wanted. So it should be 1, 1, 2, 1 at the end. How many did you get correct? Okay, well done, Paula and Valeria. 6. Elisa got 6. Sonia 8. Julia 7. That's pretty good. Okay, take a screenshot if you want. Do you have any questions, guys, about about any of these? Any confusion? Do you understand now? It's a little bit complicated, this tense, but you're all doing very well. Okay. Julia, you have written all before I had decided to correct the last one. Now, I think you mean I had made the correct answers before I decided. So you're talking about before the past simple, right? I had made the right answers before I decided to correct the last one. So be careful. Don't use the past perfect too much. Only when you're talking about a time that happened before another time, then you can use the past perfect simple or continuous. Okay, Paolo has asked me, by the time we arrived means before we. By the time means at that moment. At thinking about the timeline, at this point, we had arrived. We We had been traveling for hours before that. So by the time means at that point, we had already been traveling for hours. Okay, Fabrizio has asked me, can you explain the last one? The last one is, we had wanted or had been wanting to try better. Okay. So it has 4 years, so there is a duration. So we think, oh, it's maybe it's continuous, but then want is stative. We use want in the simple form, like I want a coffee. We don't use it in the continuous form. I'm wanting a coffee. Okay? It is a stative verb. There are many stative verbs like to know, to like, okay? Verbs for expression, verbs for thought, okay? Okay, let's move on to the final slide. Okay, now if you have any answers to these questions, please write in the comments, okay? This is our final part, okay? Travel advice and experience. What is the best travel advice someone has given you? What advice can you give to inexperienced travelers? What have you learned from your best experiences, from your worst experiences? Do you have any travel-related regrets? Okay, in the last question, it is a good moment for you to practice your past perfect. Because if we use I wish, we use the past perfect because it's not real. For example, I wish I hadn't gone to Turkey because the weather was too hot. I wish I hadn't gone. So if you answer the last question, you can practice your past perfect. But feel free to answer any of the others. What is the best travel advice someone has given you? What advice can you give to inexperienced travelers? And what have you learned from your best experiences, from your worst experiences? Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. Or if you're watching a replay, think about it in your head or write it on a piece of paper. Okay, I haven't received any answers yet, but if I do, I will read them. What is the best travel advice someone has given you? I think the best advice someone has given me is don't travel by yourself because it's so boring. My brother was in New York and he was by himself, and he sent me comments, videos saying he's so bored. Never travel by yourself. You need to have someone to share the experience with. That's the best advice someone has given me. Paula said, for the last question, could be used in modal perfect. That is correct. Yeah. For a regret, you could say, "Oh, I should have done this. Okay. I should have visited the bars in that city, or my brother shouldn't have visited New York by himself. Okay, Valeria says the best advice a friend has given to me: try as many tapas as you can in Madrid. That's a fantastic piece of advice. Elisa says, when I was in Republic Dominica, some tourists suggested me to go to Sanoa Island. It was the paradise and the best time of my holiday. But he says, enjoy every moment, because even if it is not a good experience, one day you will laugh at it. Yeah, very good. Sonia says, oh, we got a lovely past perfect here. I wish I hadn't gone to Prague in winter. It was too freezing for me to enjoy the experience. Oh dear. Yeah, no, it's very, very cold in Prague in the winter. I went there in February. Yeah, there's a very, very harsh wind in Prague. It's very cold. Antonietta, the best travel advice that someone has given me is don't travel with your best friend on a family trip. It could jeopardize your friendship. Oh no. I'm sorry about your experience there. And Paula, I shouldn't have visited skyscrapers because I'm afraid of heights. Okay, very good, Paula. During my last summer holidays in Brighton, I learned how much it is important to organize in every detail a good journey to another country. Yeah, I think so. Lenia says, always charge your phone. Yeah, definitely. Julia, traveling, I learned that normal things aren't universal. My best travels helped me to understand other cultures and open my mind. Lovely. So I need a minus 21. Oh wow, 21. That's really cold. Lisa says, if I had to give advice to inexperienced travelers, be careful, Elisa. Advice is uncountable. If I had to give advice to inexperienced travelers, I would suggest to always have with them some money, a telephone, a camera, and enjoy themselves. Yeah, very good. Okay. Wonderful. Now, if I receive another comment, thank you very much. Before we finish today, guys, I want you to give me some new idioms or holiday vocabulary that you have learned today. I want you to think of 3 idioms or vocabulary you have learned today and write in the comments. If you're watching a repeat, then have a look at your notes. Try to remember the meanings. Okay. Thank you, Rosanna. Bye. Okay. Paola says to jump ship in the same boat. Elisa, down a rocky road. Ships in the night, up a creek without a paddle. Okay. Buddy, and the only day I'm free to allow the lesson, there just one how in my life is, well, sorry. It's a Saturday. Okay. Well done, guys. And now, which tense do we use to explain an activity that happened for a period before another action in the past? Bye, Paula. Which tense do we use to describe an activity that happened for a period of time before another event in the past? Well done, Valadi. That's right. We use the past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous, guys. Past perfect simple is to describe an event that happened before another event, a finished event. But past perfect continuous is to emphasize the amount of time. I had been waiting for hours. I had been planning this trip for years, okay? Thank you very much, guys. And thank you for your advice. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. And I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.